Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Xeno, the personification of a cry for help, and today we are back with promises to keep. Now in the last video we did end Artemis's route, so now we're going to start with Theo's route this time. So far we did Rofi, Hunter, and Artemis, and now we're on to Theo, and I'm saving Ollie for last because Ollie is my favorite character in this game. But anyway, let's continue. Also, before I forget, I want to mention that I have a visual novel out that I made with my friends at the Red Panda for the February 11th Attraction Game Jam. It's called When You Are Mine, and I'll have it linked in the description below. So go please check it out. It will mean so much for us if you do. Also, on April 4th, the official When You Are Mine soundtrack will be released on all music streaming platforms everywhere. So I'll also leave that in the description below if you want to pre-save it and everything. Go check it out when it's released. And yeah, that's all I got to say, so let's continue, and let's get started on Theo. I walked up to the bar and plopped my elbows down on its surface. Theo smiles easily at me as he cleans a glass. Hey you. He leans back against the shelf behind him, silver fur glimmering in the basement lights. You need something? No, just enjoying the company. Likewise. Be sure to rate us 5 stars, okay? I scoff, resisting the urge to roll my eyes. Suddenly, the old jukebox in the corner crackles to life as Artemis tinkers with it. An old song I know from somewhere, but can't quite place. Soft and comforting. Artemis shoots me a grin and continues fiddling with the controls. This is quite fitting for tonight. Theo closes his eyes and starts to gently hum along with the melody. I settle into one of the bar stools, pleasantly tipsy and enormously comfortable. I purr loudly, no longer caring who hears me. The words of the song suddenly spring unbidden into my head. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a king. And foolish though it may seem, to me, that's everything. Singing along with me, huh? My eyes slowly open to meet his. Sweet, soft, and brown, the color of warm, rich chocolate. Yeah. Does it bother you? Never. As the shimmering notes fade into the air, Theo gently grabs 2 glasses from the shelf. I'll think I'll have one more drink. Care to join me? Yes, please. As he goes about preparing the drinks, I watch him work. Watch his gentle paws handle the bottles and glasses. Watch his fluffy brow furrow in concentration as he pours. Watch his snout curl into a smile as he slides me my drink. There you are. Enjoy. His paw lingers on the glass, as if waiting for me to take it from him. Emboldened by the moment, I let my paw brush his once more. Soft and solid. Warm and inviting. Eventually, Theo slips his paw away. He places one elbow on the bar and leans on it. An easy blush settles on his face, only lightly visible through his shock of white fur. So? He asked gently. What do you think? My heart quickens involuntarily. Of what? Of the space? He gestures around, grinning slightly. Oh! It's lovely. Really cozy and comfortable. Glad to hear it. He nods, satisfied. That was my main goal. Comfort first. Comfort first. In everything he does. In everything he does. Theo is me, for real. Thank you, Leo. For what? For coming to sit with an ancient old man like me. He winks. I wave a paw dismissively, trying to hide my red face. Theo, I know we've been joking around, but you're not actually old. I feel like it, though. I feel absolutely archaic. He takes a swig of beer, eyeing me over the bottle. Y'all have been helping, though. Made me feel useful. He sighs and scratches the back of his furry neck, fluff rippling over his broad shoulders. Weather like this, shut inside, nothing to do. Normally it'd drive me crazy. Just another reason why I should thank you, I guess. Aww. He smiles at me again with those tired eyes, and my stomach surges, lightning shooting through my body. You're welcome, Theo. In the moment, I don't know what else to say. If I open my mouth again, I'm worried I might just blur out the truth. I think I'm falling for you. Damn, dude! I think I'm falling hard. And I think you're getting hard. I spent the evening with Theo at the bar, sometimes talking to the others, but always thinking of him, always sneaking furtive glances. He keeps serving drinks, long after the weariness starts to show on his face. Part of me wants him to go get some sleep, but the other half doesn't want him to leave just yet, doesn't want the night with him to end. Finally, to my relief and slight disappointment, he lets out a massive yawn and settles out from behind the bar. Is it sittles, or is it slides? It's just not spelled correctly. Anyway, last call, folks. I'm afraid your bartender's exhausted. Artemis stands and stretches. No worries. We should probably call it a night. He looks a little poignantly at the gently swaying Ollie, who doodles and nods. Yeah, you're probably right, Artie. Hunter collects the already sleeping Rofi from the couch and half carries him upstairs. I trail behind with Theo, not wanting to leave just yet. He catches me lingering by the bar and sits down his rag. You want something else before I close up, Leo? No. I was wondering if you need help cleaning up. You're too sweet. No, I cleaned over the course of the evening, so there's only 1 or 2 things left to wash. Besides, like I told you, you're a guest here, so you don't have to feel obligated to help. A bit of sternness creeps into his voice, and he blocks the entrance to the bar with his body. But... just let me help you. I struggle to gather my words, not wanting to give too much away. I don't feel obligated to help. I just want to. You feel the same way about us, right? You didn't take us in because you felt like you had to. You did it because you genuinely wanted to. And in return, I want to help you. So, let me in. Let me in, Theo. I'll do half the work, however little there is. I'll carry half the burden, however much there is. A mist of emotions flash across Theo's face, and for an instant, I see his brown eyes turn watery. You really are too sweet. Come on in then, help me finish up. We clean together, working shoulder to shoulder, elbows brushing against one another, touching lightly, suspended in sweet tension. I grow bolder, lingering by his side, reaching across him, stretching our brief moments of contact. He doesn't stop me, but that's all he does. Despite my best efforts to stall, eventually the last glass is washed and the night is over. You looked exhausted too, Leo. Let's get you to bed. Yeah, it really caught up with me. He leads me upstairs, accompanying me to the den. I feel my heart beat faster with each step forward. We pause in the doorway and look at each other, too nervous for words. He shuffles his feet. I stuff my paws in my pockets. He scratches the back of his neck. Just kiss already! I mean, it's a bit early for that, but like, goddamn. And finally, Leo. My breath catches hard, my entire being tight with tension. Sleep well, okay? He says awkwardly, not me in my eyes, and turns to leave. Wait. I almost reach out to grab his arm, but in the end I let him go. The door swings shut behind him. I slowly let out the breath I've been holding, and will my body to relax. Ah! Easy there, Leo. No need to rush things. My heartbeat begins to slow once more. My fevered mind begins to clear. There will always be tomorrow. As I start my nightly routine, I replay the 1,000 special moments of the evening, a warmth blossoming in my chest. Singing along with me, huh? As I lay down to sleep, the words of the old song flit once more through my mind. It's just the thought of you. The very thought of you, my love. Is that roadkill on the road? Is that the roadkill I see? Like this guy? What the fuck is that? I can't make that out. Oh, flowers. But I can't make this out. There's a car. Oh, it's like tree branches. Or is it? Oh, I didn't even notice the fucking cabin. Well, that's fun. Okay, given the way this story has been progressing with each route, this is Theo's voice. So I'm glad to do his voice here. One way or another, I always end up back here. Damn! Oh my god! You know, this game is really cozy and fun, but sometimes it can be very, very tragic. Okay, obviously Bruce is right here. He has a fucking black eye. And his mirror is cracked. What the fuck happened to him? Okay, I think it's gonna answer. I think it's going to answer that for me. But anyway. Driving away. Compass set for elsewhere. Anywhere but here. The raw pulse of the living engine beneath me. Beating faster and harder than my heart ever could. What am I driving away from? Whoever was beating you. And where exactly am I going? Anywhere but there. I think I knew. Once. Once before the bend in the buckle and the brake. Before the slow creeping rot and the quick, violent descents. Before the unraveling. She had said to me once, eons ago, men can't handle pain. God help me, I proved her right, over and over and over again. Holy fucking shit. One way or another, I always wind up back here. Brain in the back seat, fear in the front. Fear behind the wheel. Fear stabbing the pedals. Blood thrumming with fire and gasoline. Engine spinning with love and strangled hate. One way or another, I always wind up back here. A scared, rabid animal in the glare of oncoming headlights. Knowing what's coming. And knowing it's already too late. Wait, is it gonna get run over? 3 citizen impact! How could you do this to me? 2? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. 1. I'll always love— Why are you looking at me? I'll always love you? I'll always love you. 0. Okay, first off, pause. He said that someone said to him that men can't handle pain. And he said like, oh, she was right, over and over and over again. Let me tell you something. You're covered in fucking bruises, you have a fucking black eye, and you clearly try to get away from like an abusive situation. Now, was someone in the car with you? Or was that just you? What the fuck was going on? Anyway, hi Branch, welcome back. Everyone saw my previous gameplays of Promises to Keep. We all know this, Branch, we know this diva.
I look pretty good for a dead bitch.
The sound of shattering glass wrenches me awake. For one endless moment, I am not sure whether I am awake or asleep. Then a blast of Arctic wind chills me in the way only reality can. I shiver. The familiar sight of Theo's den comes to focus as my eyes adjust. With one notable difference. I stumble to my paws in the dim moonlight and begin fumbling for the light switch. Shit. A fallen tree branch protrudes to the room like a gnarled needle piercing a vein. A distinctly formed body laying in the elements. Already snow has begun to gather on the floor, the chairs, the books. The den. Adrenaline rushes through me as my mind refocuses. I have to move his things before the snow ruins them. Oh no. No. Leo, don't do anything reckless. You're gonna fucking cut your foot again. With a speed born of sleep-addled panic, I begin stripping books off the floor with both paws, mindful of the glass shards reaching up like grasping hands. I should be more careful. It will only make things worse if I start bleeding all over the floor. Yeah, you're barefoot too. Be fucking careful. I slip my bare paws to thick boots and continue, crunching splinters of glass underfoot. Okay, thank you for putting on boots. Thank you. I start on the disrupted bookshelf, grabbing pawfuls of leather-bound volumes and paperbacks alike. I peel what looks like a thin brown bat book off the shelf, only to feel cool glass and solid wood under my paw. Ooh. Not a book at all. What? A framed photo. A framed photo that had been, from the looks of the dust imprints, deliberately placed face down on the shelf. And left there for who knows how long. Ooh, there's like nothing behind those eyes. Okay, he's the physical abuse, mom's the emotional abuse. Put that all together and you get childhood trauma. Let's fucking go. It takes me a moment to recognize him. The same chocolatey brown eyes, the same freckled muzzle, but an unfamiliar sorrow. A sorrow he reveals only in brief fleeting moments when memory steals him away. A teenage Theo and presumably his mother and father stare up at me, locked away behind dust-kissed glass. They looked stiff, bound up in their Sunday best and making no effort to smile. As my eyes travel lightly across their faces, I feel a strange pull in my gut. A tightness. A tension that travels up into my throat and holds me there, gently. Theo. I think once more of the photo on the stairs. His youthful, smiling face, light years away from this pinched iron portrait. Him and his aunts, in front of a shiny new car. I shiver again. Now, the question is the aunt the sister of the father or the mother? Because in that case, what the fuck happened in the childhood that caused her to be, like, the best person Theo has compared to his any of his literal parents? Like, what the fuck happened? Anyway, my day shifts into an intruded branch, and suddenly my mind clicks back into place. What the hell am I doing? I should go get him. He'll want to know immediately what's happened. I toss the photo onto the air mattress, throw on my jacket, and head directly for Theo's room. Oh, he's gonna see that. That's Chekhov's photo. You're not gonna introduce that until something's gonna happen with it. Theo? My voice sounds scratchy and strange, like it belongs to somewhere else. In just a few moments I hear a gruff. Be right there. I hear a rustle of blankets, a shuffle of clothes, a light bump, and a hushed curse, and then the door opens. He's so me. What's wrong, Leo? The window, I utterly fail to speak. The fox waits graciously as I take a deep breath and try again. A branch fell. One of the windows in the den is broken. Theo's sleepy eyes jolt open. A violent electricity courses through his frame. How bad is it? He asked, already halfway down the hallway. Not good. I keep pace with him, boots thudding on the soft carpet. The snow is pouring in. I did my best to move things out of the way, but we passed that same photograph again on our way down the stairs. This time, I know their eyes are following us. See? Those eyes were dead in that portrait, and this one, obviously the little, like, shine light reflection effects on the eyes really does give it some lights. I love that. I love learning that trick. It's really fun. Wordlessly, Theo thunders towards the den and throws open the door. Now that the master of the house is here, the howling wind seems louder than before. Theo's eyes follow the gnarled fork of the intruding branch up to its shattered base. He winces with real pain, as if it had pierced him instead. Good lord, this is a nightmare. No kidding. I started moving some things around, but you shouldn't have. Theo interrupts me sharply, almost dismissively, eyes never leaving the shattered window. You could have injured yourself. You could have just come right to me and let me handle it. That tugging feeling in my gut returns, twice as powerful as before. Whatever it is, it feels like it could pull me through the floor and into the earth. Go to the living room and rest. I'll finish up here. He waves me away with a paw. Discussion clearly over. My stomach twists in knots, as if someone had reached down my throat and rubbed it out with both paws. Why does this hurt so much? I don't understand. Realistically, I could turn around and walk out of this room right now. Curl up on the living room couch and sleep until morning. Leave Theo alone with the remains. No. I'm helping you clean this up. The fox rounds on me, arms crossed. That won't be necessary. This is my house. I will maintain it myself. And like I said, it's dangerous for you to walk around in here. And like I said, I already started moving things. It's dangerous in here for you, too, you know. You're not even wearing shoes right now. I point to a particularly vicious shard of glass only a few inches from Theo's bare paw. Theo, why do you think you have to do this alone? He doesn't respond. I think of our shared moment last night in the basement. Eyes meeting above easy, comfortable smiles, snuggled up to a warm wooden bar. Now we stare tensely at one another, separated by a splintered snow-caked branch. I know he's thinking of that moment too. I know because, after a handful of endless eternities, he nods. Okay, fine. He says grudgingly, running a paw across the back of his neck. You can help. I'll need a hand to get this thing back out the window anyway. Relief smashed me like a giant wave, sweeping me along in its current. Great. Do you want to start with the branch? No, I think we better clear the area first. His practiced eyes surveyed the room. Please keep taking boots and things into the living room. I want to get them out of the snow. I'll get the dustpan and start sweeping up. Okay, don't forget your boots. Yes, I know. He sighs lightly, more amused than upset. We worked quickly, efficiently, and in near silence. I gathered the books, keepsakes, and plants, moving them bit by bit into the warmth of the firelit living room. Meanwhile, Theo attacked the glass riddled floor with a broom, sweeping the splinters away with vindictive force. We move in currents of tension and release. Strained and harried when apart, sharing small smiles when our paths cross. The work progresses smoothly, until I re-enter the room to find him staring blankly at the wall, a small dark framed photo in hand. A slight twitch of his whiskers is all the acknowledgement he gives me. Theo? You alright? Stupid question. Even for me. Window shattered. Chairs ripped. Pillows destroyed. Boots soaked through. And this fucking thing stays untouched. He waves the photo as if it were a live grenade. All her things ruined. And they don't even get a scratch. History yawns open behind his words. A dull, ugly, aching history. Like a red, puckered star. In the back roads of my mind, I hear the strangled roar of an engine and see the frantic shine of headlights. I push both aside. There's work to be done. Let's get this out of here. He stares at me, uncomprehending. This branch. I kick it with my booted paw. The raw thump echoes through the room. Once we get this out, we can start patching things up. He looks at me almost petulantly. Then he nods. Okay, I'll head outside. It'll be easier if someone's pulling from the other end. As long as you get out the window, I'll handle the rest. He tosses the photo aside and departs with new purpose, sliding a coat over his fluffy arms. I'm sad to see them covered. That's pathetic, Leo. The absurdity of my situation crashes down on me in that moment, standing alone in a stranger's house, with a broken window and nowhere else to go. Trying so hard to insert myself into that stranger's life, like a broken branch through a shattered window. What the hell am I doing? Okay, I'm ready. Try to push it back out the window towards me. Theo's voice rattles my brain back into place. Whatever I'm doing, I'm neck deep in it now. There's no going back. I know this. With a strange feeling of dissociation, I grab the end of the branch and, muscle straining, begin to lift it up. God, I am so out of shape. Hunted will be able to lift this easily. Just a bit more, I can almost reach it. Sweat runs down my back and my arms scream in protest. Just before they give way entirely, I feel the weight lessen as Theo grabs the branch from the other side. With a harsh grunt, he digs in his heels and pulls. The branch surges forward, nearly knocking me off balance. The last of its wooden heft slides through my paws, and in just a few smooth motions, it disappears back where it came. Almost as if it had been a dream too. Time passes as we clean, locked in focused labor. With a long, tired sigh, Theo places the broom and dustpan in her corner. That's enough for now. The lion's share of the work is done anyway. I laugh lightly, plopping into a chair at the kitchen table. Fine by me. I need coffee. You want a cup? Sure. Theo starts puttering around, and I find myself once again tracing the indented words in the old wooden table. H-O-M-E. Ooh. I bet this house was home for him. The thought sets a steaming cup of coffee in front of me, along with a pitcher of cream and a sugar bowl. There you are. Thanks. Of course. With another dramatic sigh, he settles into his usual creaky chair. It greets him with his characteristic squeal. He takes a small sip of his coffee and settles back even further. A small, satisfied smile spreads across his face. We did good work in there. I nod, watching my coffee swirling steam spiral upwards towards the ceiling. I can tell he wants to talk, from the way he holds his mug to the way he eyes me across the table. I can tell he's on the verge of saying something big. I take a hesitant sip. The rich black brew burns my mouth. I forgot how packed that room was. You never realize how much stuff you have until you're forced to move all of it. I nod again, watching him lightly over the rim of my mug. Some of those things haven't been moved since... well, since a very long time ago. Now's the moment. Like that photograph? I keep my voice light, calm, steady. In complete opposition to my roiling insides. Yes. I let his answer hang in the air, hoping he'll snatch it back up and continue the thought. Leo, do you and your parents get along? Well, about that. What do I say? What do I fucking say? Like, what do I fucking say? I gotta say this. I think I'm gonna go with no, because I don't know. Did Leo ever have a good relationship with his parents? No. No, we don't. Theo nods gravely. I understand. You do, don't you, Theo? The air between us hangs heavy. I can see the words rating right behind his stoic mouth. If I had just stayed silent and still for a few more moments. I'm sure you could tell. From the photo? His mouth creaks open like a door to a crypt. Oh god, we're gonna get the backstory, are we? And ancient pains pour out like shambling skeletons. But we were not the happiest nuclear family. My father was difficult. He raised me with a Bible in one hand and a bottle in the other. Theo's paws twitch, and he tins a long pull on his steaming hot coffee. For a long moment, he is silent, as if letting the beverage burn through him. Do you know the story of Abraham and Isaac? All too well, Theo. All too well. That story's actually really fucked up when you think about it. Like, when you grow up into an adult and you disassociate yourself from your religion, the religion that you're raised on, you start to look back on the biblical stories that were told towards you as, like, this was, like, really good life lessons, like Abraham and Isaac. God was testing Abraham's faith, and he's like, hey, by the way, can you go kill your son for me if you truly love me? And then he almost goes through there, and God's like, oh, wait, homie, I was just kidding. Like, what the fuck? Or the fact that God betted with Satan that Job would still be loyal to him even after all the fucked up shit he went through. Like, literally his wife said curse God and die. I'm with her, by the way, because why did you fucking bet on my life? Why did you let my children fucking die? Like, god damn. Yeah, no, a lot of stories in the Bible are really fucked up. Anyway, let's carry on. Wordlessly, I shake my head. I don't want to interrupt him, even slightly. As a test of his obedience, God tells Abraham to kill his son, Isaac. Abraham dutifully follows his instructions and prepares to ritually sacrifice his child. But God stops him at the last minute, and Isaac survives. Theo throws back his head and drains the rest of his coffee like a shot. He stares flatly at the wall, hard, ugly resentment in his eyes. When I was about 11 or 12, I realized I was bi. Theo snorts and looks spitefully into his now empty mug. I realized the other boys didn't moon after old movie actors the way I did. I realized the other boys didn't feel so violently uncomfortable in the locker room. And not long after that, I realized I was probably going to hell. By the time I've entered middle school, I was convinced I'd be spending eternity in the pits. It made it difficult to care about anything, really. With that revelation crouched on my shoulders, every positive interaction, every beautiful day, was overshadowed by the indelible fact that I was damned, rotting, stamped at birth as defective. And I got to thinking. He looks through me, past my eyes to somewhere else. What would my father do if God told him to kill me? That tugging feeling returns with a vengeance, strangling my breath and making my eyes water. I don't know what I want to do. I want to cry. I want to hold Theo's head in my hands and tell him it'll be alright. I want to find Theo's dipshit dad and kick his teeth in. But I do none of those things. I sit. And I wait. Until he finally draws a steady breath and continues. My mother worked, mostly. His tone is different now. Less sharp, but just as bitter. She worked full-time, 8 to 5. Then came home and made dinner and did housework. Really? Okay, what does your father fucking do then? Because why is she doing all that shit? We didn't have a lot of money, so she often picked up odd jobs in the evening too. Repairs and alterations for her neighbors, things like that. I still remember the sound of her sewing machine, whirring late into the night. She was tired. I be too, damn! I think back to her bland, blank face in the family photo. No, not blank. Exhausted. Too drained to even smile. She mustn't know where all of her hard-earned money went. Oh, is it through your dad's alcohol addiction? Because he just said he was raised with a Bible in one hand and a bottle in the other. Knew it. Knew it! Fucking knew it. Into empty, broken bottles, thrown carelessly into the sink. For her to clean. His eyes flit to the discarded broom and dustpan, still full of shattered window fragments. She was tired. Theo repeats himself, fingers clenching and relaxing around his mug. That's what I tell myself. And I have to tell myself something. He pours himself another cup of coffee, sloshing over the sides of the mug and onto the table. We don't speak these days. My choice. I'm honestly just waiting for the call from the estate lawyer. He's waiting for them to fucking die, damn! Though I don't know what I'll do when I get it. Honestly, you go, honey. He falls silent then. Perhaps reliving some painful memory. Perhaps just sitting in his emotions and feeling time pass. All of a sudden, morning's first light begins to creep into the kitchen, gently caressing Theo's silver fur. There's so many CGs in this one build alone. God damn. And just like that, the threads of dawn dispelled the gloom. Like magic. Sunrise already, I guess I really talked your ear off. Sorry about that. No, don't be sorry. I'm glad you told me. This may sound like an odd thing to say, but thank you for not apologizing. For not saying, I'm so sorry, Theo, or something like that. I know people mean well when they do that, but I never want to hear it. I never want their pity, which is probably one of the reasons why I never tell anyone. Thank you, Leo, for just listening. At that moment, we hear the sound of the basement door opening. Artemis steps through and blinks in surprise, still settling his beanie on his feathered head. Oh, morning, you two. You're up early. Yes, unfortunately we are. Theo chuckles, a genuine smile caressing his worn face. I'm afraid there was some unexpected excitement in the early hours. Artemis raises an eyebrow. A huge branch fell and broke one of the windows in the den. Oh. Shit. Why didn't you wake us up? We would have helped clean. Somehow I knew you'd say that. We dealt with most of the mess and taped it up tight. It'll be fine for now. I don't have any plywood on hand, so it'll have to do until the storm blows over. I have some. Artemis chirps, leaning back against the wall. My landlord left a ton of extra building supplies in the basement of my building. I'm sure you would notice if a few boards go missing. This time, it's Theo's turn to raise an eyebrow. Stealing from your landlord, eh? He grins wickedly. Good for you, I'll take you up on that offer. Wanna go right now? I'm awake and ready. Sure, I'll just need to get dressed first. 1 minute, please. The fox disappears out the kitchen door, his fluffy tail lopping gently behind him. Artemis waits until Theo's paw steps recede, then immediately turns to me, the usual smirk blossoming on his face. So, you and the old man, huh? My heart does a little jig in my chest. Huh? Come on, I'm not blind. He leans on one of the chairs, grinning broadly. I saw you two making eyes at each other all last night. And now, despite the broken window, he's calm and happy? You seen the way he treats this place? By rights, he should be freaking out about this. I try to answer, but my tongue feels glued to the roof of my mouth, and my face feels like it's 1,000,000 degrees. Relax, I'm just teasing. The bird cocks his head slightly. But I am right, aren't I? I guess? Nice. You two made a good pair. Make sure to invite me to the wedding, okay? I take an embarrassed, playful swipe at him just as Theo re-enters. Once again, swallowed in his usual green sweater. Alrighty, you ready to head out, Artemis? Of course. The bird gracefully rises from his chair and gives me a winning smile. Give us a call if you need us. I, at least, will bring my phone. Theo rolls his eyes and they both head out the kitchen door, leaving me alone with my thoughts and my still burning face. Was I really that obvious? I feel like we're gonna end that. I don't know how long Theo's route is currently, so I want to make sure I get as much gameplay for both parts as I possibly can. But now I wonder if I say yes. What's gonna happen if I say yes? Yeah, we usually do. We fight sometimes, but so does everyone else. I see. Theo's smile is heartbreaking. I'm happy for you. Truly, I am. The air between his hands heavy. Okay, so nothing really happens. Listen, I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any necessary information. Okay? Sue me. Anyway, thank you all so much for clicking on this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it, and subscribe if you're really interested. I'll leave a link to the Promises to Keep playlist in the description below, as well as the handles for my Twitter and Blue Sky. I'll also leave a link to the visual novel itself and the creators' handles so you guys can go support them. I'll also leave a link to the visual novel me and Zid made when you were mine for the February Game Jam in the description below if you want to go ahead and play that. Please do, but only if you're 18 and up. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye!